Moving on in the bulletin, the quantum of sentence in the Pallavi Purkayastha murder case will be pronounced shortly from now. A Mumbai court had convicted the guard at her residence for the murder. Pallavi's family has been demanding the death sentence.
The guilty verdict was out a week earlier. The sentencing will happen today. So, will it be life term or death for the guard who killed 25-year-old Pallavi Purkayastha 2 years ago? Watchman Sajjad Ahmed Pathan has been convicted under sections 302 and 354 of the Indian Penal Code. While the prosecution wants nothing short of a death penalty, the defence claims it isn't the rarest of rare cases.
Pallavi had a confidence and faith and trust in him, and therefore he called the electrician through him. He took the advantage of that situation. Had made a preparation well in advance for committing the murder, because he was already possessing the duplicate kills.
But there is no evidence. The court has held him guilty on the basis of the inferences from the circumstances. And therefore what exactly transpired, no one knows. And therefore I have cited some of the Supreme Court judgment which says under this situation, life should be awarded, not the death. At the time of incident, that is on 8/8/2012, he was of 22 years age.
For the distraught parents, nothing short of a death penalty will do.
Nothing less than death.
It must be a very difficult phase for you. Two years, after 2 years, the verdict will come.
It cannot be expressed in words. What we have undergone, or for that matter, the two families have undergone last 2 years.
This is not a single murder, if we see, this is a double murder.
Double murder. It's double murder. Pallavi and Avi possibly have paid more income tax then, they paid income tax which should be more than the fellow has consumed in last 2 years staying in the prison.
The crime happened on the 9th of August on the 16th floor of these apartments, the Himalayan Heights apartments in Mumbai's Wadala locality. Watchman Sajjad Ahmed had his sights on the advocate, even going to the extent of arranging duplicate keys for her flat. The victim, Pallavi Purkayastha, was sleeping when Sajjad approached her after cutting off the power supply to her apartment. After gaining entry into the flat, he went into Pallavi's room wielding a knife. He tried to force himself on her. Pallavi fought back, only to pay with her life. Fearing that she would raise an alarm, Sajjad slashed Pallavi's throat with a knife, killing her immediately. Pallavi's body was found lying in a pool of blood when her live-in partner Avik Sen-Gupta returned home. The 22-year-old murderer, a native of Uri in Jammu and Kashmir, was trying to catch a train to Surat when he was nabbed by cops at the Mumbai Central Railway terminus. All eyes on the court, with the prosecution and Pallavi's family demanding death sentence for the convict. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
My colleague Amrita Shedke joins us from the court at this point of time. Amrita, we believe in the next 45 minutes is when the sentencing would be given out by the learned judge. The big question, Amrita, is that whether or not the judge will consider this as a rarest of rare case and give out the death penalty as has been demanded by the parents.
Today is an important case, important day in this entire case, because this is the verdict day, and today the Session Court of Mumbai will give quantum of punishment in Pallavi Purkayastha's murder case. The Special Public Prosecutor Ujjwal Nikam is trying to give the maximum punishment, that is the death sentence, whereas the defense lawyer is saying that this is not the rarest of the rare case, and so the punishment should be life imprisonment. So today arguments will not take place because this is the day of verdict, and around 2:30 or 2:45 will be getting the verdict, and this is, we have to see that whether it's death sentence or life imprisonment. Why this is rarest of rare case? Ujjwal Nikam has already said that the murder case took place with all pre-planning, whereas the defense lawyer is saying that Pallavi called Pallavi called the
All right, Amrita Shedke getting us the very latest there. In about 45 minutes from now, we are expecting the quantum of sentence to be given out. The guard has been held guilty on all charges that he was charged on. The big question now primarily remains that whether or not the learned judge will consider this as a rarest of rare case, as is being put forth by the public prosecutor Ujjwal Nikam, something that even the parents have been asking for.